Since it happens to be Mermay, I wanted to do at least one video involving mermaids. So that'll be the focus of today's drawing. Let's draw some mermaids. As always, I start out doing a really quick rough pass, getting into all the basic shapes. For the first pass I draw so lightly you probably can't see anything I've drawn in this video unless you're watching it full screen, but the whole image is there. It's important to work with the drawing as a whole right from the beginning so you can spot and fix mistakes and figure out the composition. Normally, I would go straight to ink from this stage, but eventually I want to use this image as a cover for a mermaid zine I'm planning to print up at some point. So I'm going to draw another more solid pencil pass before I move into inks just to make sure everything is working. Okay, it all feels good to me. Let's set it in stone. So I'm using a Micron Pigma 05 pen to ink this entire thing. And I'm not necessarily wed to using these pens, but I've got a ton of them, and at the moment I prefer thin lines in my drawings, and Micron pens are great for drawing thin lines. Because there's so much detail in this image, the inking took a long time to do. I had to keep taking breaks now and then because my back and hands get tired after sitting and drawing for so long. Luckily for you viewers, I can edit out all the pauses in production. Don't underestimate the importance of taking a break. Not only is it good to take a break from working on something, to stretch and move around, but when your hands and head start to get fatigued, it's a good idea to take a break for an hour just to make sure the inking is at a consistent level of quality for the whole drawing. Plus, when you come back to the drawing, you just might see some problems or solutions you didn't see the last time you were working on it. So the format for this drawing is inspired by some illustrations I remember seeing as a child. The image would be of a dense forest or jungle scene. And the more you look at them, the more you pick out all these animals hiding in all sorts of nooks and crannies all around the image. It really stuck with me. Since this is a drawing for Mermay, I figured it should feature a forest of the sea, a coral reef, which is perfect for me since I love drawing repeating organic patterns. What is Mermay? Well, a bunch of artists started a tradition of drawing mermaids every day of the month of May, and they started calling it Mermay, and it kind of took off as something for people to do during the month of May. Last year I participated in Mermay, and I drew mermaids every day for the entire month of May. I tried to make my mermaids as untraditional as possible. This month I'm only doing this one image for Mermay, but I hope to have a zine out of all of the mermaid drawings from last year, full color with this cover attached to it. Not sure when I will be done with that though. As I'm inking, you can see I'm adding in little shadows behind everything. The hope is that these shadows will help the elements in the foreground pop up from the things directly behind them and give the drawing a sense of low relief. Now that I'm all done inking, I'll let the ink dry a bit and then erase as much of the pencils as I can. Here's the final image. Can you find all the mermaids? Stay tuned to the channel for part 2 of this drawing's journey. Coloring the image in the computer and formatting and organizing the mermaid zine. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Drawing with Andy. Hope you have a great week.